now, in a literal meaning. I'll just wait for more people to come in and I can show you the place. I can show you around and we can just have a conversations. There is upcoming fight by Georgian time. It is in 5 a.m. tomorrow. Co-main event in UFC, so we can talk about that too. Quite exciting. Pereira versus Ankalaev and Merab versus Sandhagen. So yeah, anyways, but also the main thing is that I'm in a very beautiful place. I'm with some of my family here, and it is just something that I really needed. We really needed. Chris is here as well. My grandma went on this trip together with us, and the winery and the guest house belongs to my godfather and his family. My godfather is in the UK with his wife, so they are coordinating things from the distance. And his parents, his mother and father, they're also like my family. We're not related by blood, but you know, in Georgia, if you are related by, like if someone becomes your godfather, you kind of tie your knots. And these people seen me when I was born, how I was growing up, and it's so refreshing to be back here. Okay, hi guys, hello. I will watch UFC properly for the first time tomorrow. Good for you. I'm happy to hear that. I'll be supporting Alex Poitin. I hope Alex is in better shape this time. That's all I'm thinking. Let me show you the view, guys. I'm gonna have a tour around. I'm gonna show you different angles and the parts of the territory, because it's a guest house, but there's some land where they make a wine. you might hear my godfather's mother and my grandma talking loud sometimes, but it's not them arguing. It's just the way how it is in Georgia sometimes. And yeah, stay tuned. Damn, it's a crazy view. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna wait for a little bit more people, and I'll show you around. Hello, ma'am. What's up? Everything's good. Very peaceful, very chill. We were in Tbilisi for some time, like around a month. You know, training, getting into the group, but then we realized that we're a little bit tired of the city, tired of the chaos, and we decided to come to this place. There's some more viewers, so I'm just going to show you more. Look. So this is the house, the guest house area. This is where they let us stay, and this is literally a house on the mountain. Anyways, let's go down. Hello from Kansas. Hi. Hello. It's nice to see you here in the chat. Let me show you the terrace. So this is the terrace where I'm entering. It's quite cool, especially when more people come in. It actually becomes very lively. And here is my view. Actually, let me show you a little bit closer. This is like a main city in that direction, and here you have a lot of like villages around on the mountains. This is one of the villages called Sadmeli, and this place is of course called Sadmeli Winery. That looks beautiful. It definitely does, and so peaceful and so quiet, you have no idea. Very different scenery compared to Kansas. Well, it's like Kansas to me is. I think first time I heard about that place is after watching some of the supernatural like older seasons, and the song the Carry On My Wayward Son, that song. So that's all I know about it. So feel free to tell more about Kansas. Hello from Montana, USA. Dude, I heard that Montana is beautiful, with the meadows, mountains, and forests, beautiful nature. Hi from India. Been in India last year. Me and my husband been in a few cities. It was like a month's trip, and it was great. Hey, what's your take on India and Pakistan war? Well, so far as I know, it paused at the very least, and we don't need more wars. And again, I'm not very qualified to talk about this one because I literally don't know the history that much. All I know that there is some beef, and Pakistan has a nuclear power, so I don't think it's a good idea. My name is Mike Hawk from Arkansas. Cool, nice to meet you. Scottish Highlands, Red Hat saying hi. Hello. Salam alaikum. Hi. Okay, I'm just gonna time out. Guys, please be respectful in the chat. Okay, time out sounds good. First time, we're just gonna time out people, but then if something. Mirab by decision or finish? Can be a finish. I'll be honest, I don't understand why Mirab had the streak of the decision wins, like seeing and knowing that he has so many opportunities, he just kind of wouldn't go go for it too much. Maybe just didn't want to risk, but yeah, rather some submissions or knockouts, more of the performance. And with O'Malley, he finally did it. He basically wore him out, like he usually does with his opponents, and he took a chance. He submitted him. So he says he's gonna finish that fight. I hope so. I think that's the only thing that people talk about Merab, that he's like a decision machine. So he gotta try his best to use his game to finish this fight. Okay. Hi, where are you from? I'm from Georgia. This is Georgia. Let me show you again. Guys, this is Georgia. When we're talking about Georgian mountains, this is one of the regions those are Georgian mountains. And they're way taller. They look way taller in the life comparing to how the phone can capture it. Let me show you a little bit more. So now we're gonna go to the winery where the magic happens, where the family make the wine. Okay, so 1 second. This is the guest house where I was just a few minutes ago. And now here, this is one of my favorite rooms in the place. Some marinades, and this is like a little library of the winemaking and different wine breed types grown in Georgia. Well, it's very cozy. I mean, in the winter time, they lit the fire up, and this is where the people prefer to be in the winter time. Okay, and So this, the father of my godfather, and he's already started working. Look at the view. How long have you been married? Yeah, around 3 years now. Merab is not scared of anything. He's so much fun when he's fighting. Well, I think so. I cheer for Merab. He's Georgian, but I think he's a cool guy as well. Georgia is amazing. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. So yeah, the work is in the process. I'll show you a little bit what technically doesn't have to do it manually. He just puts the grapes through the machine, and it separates the edible part versus non-edible. And someone said Merab is a fake fighter. Well, look at his record. That doesn't look fake to me. Do you really go there often? Well, lately we've been the last time, but before the last time, I haven't been here for 9 years. And 9 years ago, it was very different. It really was. Okay, well, let me show you a little bit, okay? Achiko, შეიძლება ის ცოტა გადავიღო? So you see how that looks? He's just throwing the grapes. Those are white grapes, so from that one it might be a white or amber wine. And here it's getting separated. Guys, this is query. This is how. Hold up. This is how. Well, this is smaller one, but that's the part of the technology of the winemaking in Georgia. Let me show you the vineyard. So from here, this is one of the vineyards. They have more. Okay. So yes, guys. We'll try to find some shady area. Okay, one more time, showing you here. Is this out of town? Yes, it is. The town is that direction. It's not like it's a big town, but it's like a municipality center. And you have 2 mountains in that area, and you have a river, the center of it is a river. You can see some dots. All of this is a villages. Same here on this side. This is a village named Sadmeli. Okay. Georgia is independent country or belongs to U.S. or us? What's the okay? Well, there is Georgia state, which is completely different part of the world, and there is Georgia country, but we call it Sakartvelo. So somehow I don't know what is the history of why in English language it's called Georgia. Well, one of our main saints is Saint George. Maybe that is the reason. I cannot tell you exactly the reason. But it is known as Georgia in English language. And it's an independent country. Though we have some political issues. We're bordering with Russia, and there are definitely some Russian influences. However, Georgia is quite a mix of, like in the parts of it, central Tbilisi, it feels like Europe in some parts of it. In some parts of it, it looks very modern. Some of the parts really give a Soviet Union vibe, like the Soviet Union leftovers, certain buildings and areas. So it really depends. Looks like New Zealand. Georgia is often compared as the small version of some parts of Norway, some parts of Switzerland, New Zealand, and well, I think it really has a spectacular nature. Those mountains also here, like these mountains, for example, it's not that crazy. Like, I mean, it's a tall mountain. In camera, you cannot see that well, but it's quite tall. But sometimes there's some areas and regions closer to Caucasus Mountains, it can go all the way up. If you go to Kazbegi, for example, which is like north of the Georgia, and I don't know how it's called in English, but the gap, the land gap between those mountains that helps us, we can cross to South Ossetia and like Russia. Those mountains are like almost covering the sky. This is how crazy it is. So Georgia is definitely a country of mountains. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Islam versus Jack, who gonna win? I mean, I don't want to underestimate Jake, but I think Islam can win for sure. And I don't think his chances are little. We also have braces like I had in school. Not for very long. I'm looking forward to take them off soon. They pretty much did the job. Okay, please guys, don't spam. I really would appreciate it. All right, let's walk around a little bit more. Okay. Աչիկոալ ալզևիտ խարարի պրոբլեմը։ Իք մեր էյսի չամոս ասրելիերը շեմիլի էքիդան չամոյդը դա մովիդը կայ, ծպես տավարդ։ So there is, I'm gonna go from the upper section. That part also belongs belongs to the family. Just 1 second. I think I need to here open it up like this. They also have a shepherd dogs there in the cage. My godfather wants to add some cottages or guest houses around, which is, I think, it's a great idea. A lot of people like it here, so it just would be nice to have a more place. I mean, okay, here we are. Oh, row, 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 Busina, row, row, Kusha, row, Busha, row, Busha, row, 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 Guy Boys, Guy Boys, Guy Boys, Guy Boys. So, these little babies, they're not, as aggressive as some shepherds are. Like, look at them, they're so pretty. And first time I came up here, they were like, it felt like they wanted to kill me. But this time you see that one of them didn't even bark, and another one that I didn't interact that much, she was suspicious, but now they recognize me and they seem to be very sweet. Obviously they're territorial and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't dare to get in cage without Achiko to supervise. But yeah, they're not aggressive once you interact with them. Моди, 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 кайбити, кайбити, кайбити. This is the boy. It's a bigger one. Рау, Куся, рау, 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 рау. These are the friendliest shepherds. No, I'll be honest. Yeah, those are the friendliest one. Kuya. What is your name? My name is Diana. How crazy can Georgian wedding go? Well, I guess some of them, but I'm not really a fan of it. A lot of drinking. It can get out of control sometimes. What? What is temperature right now? It's 22 degrees, but it feels very warm. I'll tell you that. It's perfect weather. It's not very warm. It's not very cold. It's just lovely. Okay, I'll just put it like this and you can see by yourself. Wish, 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 wish. Моди, 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 чем-то моди, 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 кайбити, кайбити, да кай гого, харт, кой на вайме, кайбити, да кай гого. I'm talking Georgian. I said like good boy and good girl, good boy and good girl. The beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm also trying, obviously, be very respectful. They love to be scratched under their ears. They do love that. And obviously, I'm not trying to tease them or anything like that. Yeah? Yeah? Cool? Tachi. Rao, Kuisa. Rao, rao, rao. Rao, rao. Yeah, the boy was the one that, like the last time, we became friends. You can see that in my video that I made yesterday. You can check that one out. We became good friends. Yes. Yes, good friends. So he is more interacting now. Oh, go, touchy, touchy, touchy. He wants more. The way he does it, he just wants more. And the girl is scratching herself against the gate. Why me? Go. Oh, they love it. They love it. Oh my God. Kai bici. God. Oi. Rao. I like my head got stuck. She was pushing against the cage with her hands and oh, good babies. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking now, guys. Yeah, okay. Okay, bye babies. Alright, so I'm gonna take a little lap. I can go back through the same route, or I can go down here, and it's gonna be a little lap. It's a transcontinental country, so it might be close to Russia and Asia. It is bordering with Russia, and it's also bordering from Turkey. From the west side, it's the Black Sea, so we have a coastal area in the Black Sea, and Armenia, Azerbaijan, and that's pretty much it. Just wondering, was it a snake? Yeah, that could be. There's some snakes around here. Do you do MMA? No, not MMA, but boxing. But I'll be honest, right now, I'm just for the next week around that area. I just have my steps, walk around. I'll help with the stuff that needs to be done in the vineyard. But that's it. That's all gonna be all of my training. Maybe a little bit rope skipping and stuff, but nothing crazy. Also, a little update on what we're gonna do. What is the next destination? So I got rejected on US visa, which is as I saw there, everyone was getting rejected who were applying for like a B1, B2, a visitor's visa. The people who more advanced or more specific visas had a better success of getting approved. So I don't know, maybe it's a little politics now. So we just gonna go back to Vietnam very soon. Back to Vietnam, spend a few months there, and then possibly some adventures in the Europe. We're trying to, you know, have it all together, not only traveling, but we usually travel to the places with a certain purpose, rather to, you know, have it more budget friendly and save up money, work on certain business and do some things about that. So yeah, very soon you'll see me back in Vietnam. Do you know who Merab is? Of course, we all Georgians know who is Merab. Even the Georgian grandma is gonna know who is Merab. What's the topic, guys? I'm just showing a beautiful Sadmeli village. Let me show you yeah, sorry guys, it just turned off for a second. So the topic is just a little vacation in my family winery in the guest house. By the way, this road, years ago when there was not a winery, it was just a house there and was not as pretty as it is now. There was no road, so there was just the mud, and sometimes it was very hard to get up here. MTB mountain bikes are there. There where you are looks good. I'm from South Africa, looks good there. Oh, hi, South Africa. Well, I think they do some mountain biking here in those areas. I'm not sure though. Georgia looks beautiful, little country. I like Georgian people and the language. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I mean, it's a small country, so we always appreciate when people know about it or learn about it, or they want to learn about it. And you know, check out my video that I made yesterday. It is a little overview of the winery and the family dinner in the end. And I have some information regarding this place, Sadmeli Winery. You can book it from booking.com, and they have their own website. There are very easy ways to contact them. Also Instagram, Facebook. So if you're gonna plan to come over to Georgia, it's such a small country. Even if you just go to Tbilisi for some time, you would want to come in the travel in the countryside areas. And RACHA is around 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours away. This place specifically is 3-4 hours away from Tbilisi. It's not a big deal. Definitely worth to check it out. So you can see the contact information in my previous video for this place. Good, strong and hardworking ladies. Well, we're trying to be. I'm just getting in now. So I did a little lap, and now I'm back to the main entrance. Let me show you this. This is the terrace where I showed you the view from there. And now we're gonna go down here. This is another terrace, and it's also a souvenir shop and wine shop. They sell their wine too, even if you don't book a guest house but you're in the area. They I mean, they sell some stuff. Those are grapes. I think those are for eating. They're separating some for pumpkins. Yeah, this is for the cell. So you see, it's Nigziani Ajika. It's a spicy, like a sauce. Ajika, it's a Georgian sauce, but it's with the walnuts. This is compot for Russians. Like, it's very, I think post-Soviet countries know what it is, and it can be done. It's basically juice, made in sugar and use different fruits. This one, I'm not sure which is which are those ones, but usually it's made from pears. It can be made from apples, peaches, stuff like that. Those are gems, like a vashlis muraba. Well, the difference between muraba and gem usually is muraba is like a more liquid version of it, and usually has some fruits in it. Like here, for example, this is the strawberry muraba. It's not a gem, but this is a gem. And then you have hangovers. Yeah, anyways, all of it is for the cell. So it's Sadmeli. It's like a tomato sauce. We call it Sadmeli. Oh, that's cool, actually. It's a feijoa gem. I never tried this one. Tangel is around maybe $3, something like that. Yeah, hello to the new people in the chat. Anyways, let me just chill here a little bit. It's a perfect view. I can teach you some kickboxing if you want. I'm going to Vietnam in January for buying it's cheaper over there. I don't know. We're gonna be in Nha Trang, and we're gonna most likely train in Nha Trang Sport tonight. That's the gym that we're already familiar with. Come over. We can always train all together. I usually sometimes I participate in the group trainings as well, and you know how it works in that community. What exercises is that required no tools to improve core muscle strength? Dragons, you just need to grab something. Raise your legs and try to lower your body, holding with your lats, holding your core straight, and do it that way. I think that one is quite tough if you really want to develop a core strength. But yeah, they're regular like a crunches, there's some sit-ups, different variations. You can hang on the thing and do the leg raises and lower them in eccentric way. In eccentric phase, you go slower. That is a good one. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia. I mean, look at this. This is the country of the wine, right? The wine, the grapes, wine, mountains. I'll show you the mountains quickly. It's in the glass, but you see the overall idea, right? Georgia, it's like a starter pack for Georgia. I'm watching your live stream, and it's very helpful for me to study English. I mean, I really appreciate that, because I learned English as a third language in 2020 when I was already an adult through YouTube, watching some traveling vlogs for listening, and it obviously learning, writing down the words and sentences, learning stuff about that. But all I'm saying, I think it's better to close 1 second. I think it's better to close up the doors. Oh, pardon me. Because there are like things flying in here. I mean, it's mountains, it's in the middle of the forest, so there are definitely some bugs around. But anyways, I appreciate it. So if I can be helpful for learning English, that's very sweet. Valentina says, girl, you're so pretty. I love when girls say it that way, so I appreciate it. Thank you. For core muscles, planks are good, and medicine ball exercises. Yeah, medicine like a Russian twists, passing medicine ball from the hands to your legs and backwards. The V-up holds are good. Regular plank, elbow plank, push plank. The beer plank, which is like you kind of stand on your floor, and that one is one of the tougher versions. So yeah, that's the good ways to train your core as well. But your core also gets stabilized within the movement. Whenever you do more like a compound movements like squats, deadlifts, you know, like when the whole body is engaged and there is the resistance within the weight, in that thing, you cannot just relax your core, right? You kind of have to prepare for it. So that's a good way to do it. I'm in the UK and I'm growing grapes in the garden. That sounds lovely. Sounds like a lot of Georgian homes. Even in the city, sometimes people have a private house, or it can be a private house but a few families live there, and in the yard there are grapes. It's very common here too. Hi, how you been? Are you back in Georgia? Looks like you are. It's me, Branko. Oh, hi. Hi, it's good to see you. It's, yeah, been back to Georgia for more than months now, but we're gonna be back to Vietnam soon. We changed some of our plans, and as much as I love Georgia and I love this place, we're gonna spend here a week, which is lovely. Longer than that, it might get a little bit boring unless you have a work and you know, you're busy with your day. But otherwise, yeah, that's a good time, good amount of time to stay here, and then we most likely gonna, after 14th, somewhere around that of October, we gonna fly back to Vietnam. Hello, incredible background. Yes, I mean. Those are like a souvenir. Those you can buy from the Sadmeli Winery. Restaurant and a guest house. They have everything. The guest houses you really need to pre-book because it's not that many rooms yet, because they want to expand. But the restaurant is working till, the kitchen is working till 9 p.m. and you can see all the information on the website. I have it under my previous video, the video that I uploaded yesterday. You can check that one out, and all information for this place is there. It's not like I'm getting paid or something. This is literally my family's. I mean, it's my godfather and his family, but these people literally know me since I was born, and they witnessed how I grew up. They were helping each other with it, you know, when we kids were growing up there, the generations, the younger generations, and their family. Okay. Auckland is the capital of New Zealand. Yes, that's true. I need to train. You go ahead then. Which country? Georgia, Sakartvelo. The country of mountains and grapes and wine and good fighters. My name is Diana. Again, keep scrolling up, guys. I appreciate you engaging in the chat. Thank you for all the positives you're telling me. I need to learn how to work out. Well, sometimes you need a little bit of help in the beginning, and that's okay. Just use that help. But try to research about it and try to get a workout body or a personal trainer for a while, just to learn about the basics, and then just go for it. It's all about consistency. What's your age? I'm 25 years old. Okay, enjoy Georgia for now and safe trip back to Vietnam. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, where are you from, Diana? I'm from Georgia, the country. Now we know why Ilya likes to drink wine. It's actually funny. If you go to Sadmeli Winery Instagram page, it's also linked to the video that I uploaded yesterday, as I said. You can see one of the pictures. I think it was from 2020, but it's re-uploaded recently, where my godfather is in UK with Ilya Topuria, tasting, like drinking wine. And yeah, because my godfather is in the UK. He opened a restaurant, a winery there, and he studied and advanced techniques for making wine and all the kind of stuff. He brought it back. He taught his parents even more. They used to make wine before as well, but now they are focusing on it even more specifically, trying to get better and better. So they have a little brand of the wine, Sadmeli wine, and yeah, I mean, you can see that picture. There's Topuria smiling from ear to ear, probably enjoying the wine. Why do you kind of looks like Hayley William from Paramore though? I don't know who's that. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that is. And I think Georgians always kind of recognize Georgians in a way that if you go to anywhere outside of your country and it's a Georgian restaurant where there are Georgians cooking, you're gonna talk to them in Georgia. You're gonna like embrace them. It's like a little bond between. I think it's pretty much happens between every nationalities. You know, it's always nice to meet someone from your own home country, especially home city. But since Georgia is such a small country, I think we really do recognize each other. Keep it up. Thanks. What's your name? Diana, as I said. This channel, it's funny, this channel is about training and boxing and you know, it started from sprinting. Now I do more vlogging, but you know what, because that's just me, I just do different stuff. There was some karaoke nights I used to do, so there was some singing previously, and yeah, it's just the way I live, the way me and my husband live. We travel a lot. But we're doing quite a budget traveling. We're not like crazy rich or anything like that. And we train, we always try to adapt whatever we do, wherever we are, we'll try to train, focus on training, be in a good shape, eat well, all that kind of stuff, and explore new places. What business do you have in Vietnam? Are you a freelancer? In Vietnam, it's a base for us, one of the countries that we have a little base. It's a beautiful country, amazing country. It's affordable, but at the same time, it's beautiful. The food is great, the people are great. We don't have any particular business there. Our income is remote. I do some personal trainings and consultations online. My husband does some crypto work, and he has some annuity set up that he has monthly payments, like something like that. And when it comes to the reason I mentioned I mentioned business is we're looking forward to look. Yeah, he said just to close the door because he turned on the air conditioning. But yeah, anyways, so we're looking into some business regarding, I'm not going to say what, but it's basically just getting a product, importing it, and selling it, which is like a classic business model. We're just looking into which is the best place to start, rather within Europe, maybe Georgia, and that's why we're just going to Vietnam to coast for the next few months. Just budget a little bit, save up some money, some of the money, and just relax and research a lot, prepare everything that we need, and then we can start making those steps into that direction. So that's basically it. In the meantime, doing YouTube training. I did some training. Did some sparrings in Georgia, for example, like a couple, basically, within the training. So I got a little bit of groove how it feels, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to doing more of it in the Vietnam. Attend classes more often, specifically boxing. Maybe we'll try to do, Thailand for an actual first fight, because they have a bigger scene, both for male and female fighters. And just, this is kind of like just do it, at the same time while doing everything else. And show you the way, the journey of the preparation and all that kind of stuff. Like your streams, thank you. Don't be afraid to do whatever your heart tells you. You're gorgeous and I love your streams. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's very sweet. I'm a new subscriber. You look good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's very lovely of you. How are you today? I'm doing well. But okay, let's keep moving. So I'll show you. I'm gonna exit the shop, the souvenir shop. Closing the door properly, as I've been asked. So this is a terrace, another terrace, like a lower terrace. And yeah, I mean, you can see it's beautiful. This is the laundry room. And there are many connecting staircases, so I can walk up from here, but also could walk up from the other side. I think it's good logistics. And this is one of my favorite parts. It's a little bit sunny right now, but it's just basically like leaning against the chair and just relaxing like this. Though it's very sunny right now, and knowing myself, I'm gonna get the sunburn. So I'm just gonna go back to the main terrace. And here we are. Speaking your local language. Okay, let me think. გამარჯობა, მეგობრებო. ძალიან მიხარია რომ აქ ხართ. მადლობა რომ live stream-ში ჩართვეთ და ყველაფერს საუკეთესოს გისურვებთ. I said that hi friends. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining the live stream, and I wish you all the best. That's what I said in Georgian language. Do you watch Muay Thai? Not like following up, not like I do with boxing when I try to watch like current matches and keep updated. Are you in a vacation or you live in Georgia? Well, we Georgians, we don't like when they call it Georgia, because Georgia is how Russians call Georgia. And you can call it Sakartvelo if you want. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. Who am I to tell you? But just letting you know that Georgians are not really fans of Georgia. Georgia is okay because it's Georgia, Georgia, it's like a international. And Sakartvelo is like an authentic name for the country in Georgian language. I'm a new subscriber, so what can I learn from your video? Please guide me. I mean, right now, just a conversation, just showing you a little bit of the area. Usually I do live streams of the boxing training, regular training, and I explain some stuff and I respond to the questions when it comes to regarding training. So usually that's helpful, and apparently some people watch me because of my English, which is a huge compliment. Hello from England. Hi. Georgian sounds Russian to me anyway. Well, it is like a completely different languages. Russian is Kirillitsa, the alphabet is Kirillitsa, and it just sounds different. It really is. It's a mix of the Slavic languages, but also more like of Eastern Russian too, like the tribes of those areas, and some Mongolian influence too, Mongolian language. So Tatari, like, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, Mongol Tatari, yeah, that's Mongolians basically. So yeah, there are some influences in the language. Georgian language is there's just Georgian groups of languages. There's Megrelian, Svanetian that regular Georgians cannot understand. Those regional it's not even dialect, it's a separate language. But the main language is Georgian, and the alphabet is same for everyone, same alphabet. And we have some influences from Persia. We have some Arabic words. Definitely, there are some common like a parda, hurda. Parda is like a curtains. Hurda is coins. Panjara is the window. So those are Middle Eastern words that originated from that area. But if you take most of the Georgia, like it doesn't really sound like anything else. Russia is more like, I mean, you still have some Slavic roots, so that's why you can understand maybe a little bit of Ukrainian, a little bit Belarusian maybe, for example. Or it's easier to learn for them because there are some common words, some common meanings. Yeah, so you definitely, it might sound just because it's just, you don't understand those languages, but it actually is two very different languages. Thank you. It looks nice to listen to Georgian language. Thank you. No problem. Sorry, ma'am. I forgot. How can I write Georgia grammarly? Well, grammar is actually the easiest part of the Georgian alphabet, and writing is, as long as you learn the alphabet, which is, I think, 33 letters, and some of them are weird sounds like h, h, ch, ch, j, r, k. Like is the most that's the hardest one for, like, a lot of people just cannot say a lot of Westerners especially. And but as long as you learn it, you just write the same way it reads. You read the same way as it's written. It's very simple so it's actually quite easy to learn to read Georgian writings. But then there are some other problems, like, for example, just to put it in context, you can put a verb and put it in a certain form where you can describe, for example, there is a very, I think some of the Westerns know that word because it was in one of the shows, and people, those English, I think it was English show, and they used that word, that they're this one word that they would like to integrate in the English language, and it was shemo me chama. Chama is like a basic form of eating, chama, eating, or to eat. And shemo me chama is, I ate something, I kind of got way, like, too much into it. I lost the sense of time and measure, and I just by accident ate, like out of my control, ate all of it. There's one word, shemo me chama. And you can say the same about tema. Tema is like if you beat someone, beating. Shemo me tema. Like I got so affected that I just beat up someone without the control, and when I realized it was way too much, it's shemo me tema, So this is a little bit a tricky part of the Georgian language. There's so many forms, you kind of put it down to a single word. Get married to Merab. I'm already married, but funny thing is, Merab was saying he's looking for some like Georgian woman. He wants to marry a Georgian woman, but then he was joking about that Georgian women that come to US, they want to marry Americans. He's left with nothing. So it's quite funny. Yeah, that was funny. Merab is fighting today. For me, for Georgia, it's tomorrow. So it's gonna get translated in 5 a.m. in the morning. I have to study in Georgia, so I'm 16 years old. So can you guide me? I mean, just I don't know how I can help you with learning Georgian. It's a very specific language. I think you should find some language exchange thing. Try. I bet there is some YouTube material that guides you through grammar and step by step in the Georgian language, because that part is important if you really want to learn proper Georgian. And well, everything else is trying to do listening and try to have a language exchange so you can practice it. Especially the wines that are still fermented in the clay pots underground. Oh, that's how it's called, the clay pot. Or at least you can call it. Yeah, I mean we call it kvevri, and yeah, this is how it gets fermented. But there are slightly different technologies and timing for different types of wines. MMA legend BG Penn lost all his money and says insane things on YouTube now. Did he go insane from many punches to the head? I haven't seen that much of the BG Penn. I said some of it, and well, potential CTE, which is very unfortunate. I mean, that's the kind of a gray area of the sport, but it's also it can be prevented or protected, relatively speaking, like extreme dehydration and fighting when you're extremely dehydrated, alcohol, and like alcohol consumption while you're training and fighting, like those kind of stuff increase the risks of the development of the CTE. It maintains your brain membrane and leaves it even more vulnerable for the punches. I also know he's been doing some street fighting too, and it's not only MMA. Sometimes it's actually there is I forgot the MMA fighter's name. He's more like an older generation, but he was quite good, and he had like he never had a knockout loss in MMA, and he wasn't that, like, comparatively speaking, he was not exposed to punches that badly compared to other fighters, but he still got the signs of the CTE. It cannot be 100% diagnosed while you're alive, but he got some symptoms and he's trying to manage it. And unfortunate, in his case, it could be due to his hard trainings. That's why hard sparring culture, up until the point you get numb every time you spar, is unacceptable. It is horrible. And we should talk about it, right? So there are ways how to help to prevent it as much as possible, but you're never 100% secure from developing CTE if you're doing certain type of sports or certain type of lifestyle. Show me your tattoo. It's a dragon, girl face, and a katana. So that's one of the tattoos I have. Terrence won, yes, I know, and on that one I was correct. Did you come on with dry lips so you won't get hit as much? LOL. Well, yeah, I mean, for some people it might be a turn off. How do I say that? I have a very bad habit. Whenever I'm focusing on something or whenever I'm stressing out, I never feel it that much. It's not like I have a tantrums or anything like that. But the one thing I do, I start biting my lower lip like crazy, like. And well, you can always say the levels of stress or levels of busyness, how busy I was in the recent times by my lower lip. I try to break that habit, but yeah, it's still there. I'm fighting it. You're welcome to visit my country if you have a chance. I appreciate it. Which country you're talking about, though? Kvaratskhelia is the best athlete in Georgia. I mean, he's our star boy in football. Did you see PFL match Usman versus Paul? No, I haven't seen that one. I don't watch Paul. I don't watch anything that is with Paul, except maybe some highlights. How are you? What's your name? My name is Diana, and I'm doing well. Look, guys, let me show you the view. This is what I'm looking at right now. The weather is perfect. It's just wonderful. Okay? And yeah, just beautiful. So I'm definitely doing amazing right now. Terence Crawford beats Ilya. Yes, in boxing, of course, Terence Crawford beats Ilya. And I don't know, that was a little bit embarrassing when I saw that in a Georgian forum, people saying that, oh, our Ilya is going to kick his ass. And I was like, so many casuals. It's like, I love Ilya Topuria. I think he has potential to be one of the best if he's smart about it and if he's not too arrogant, too out of control. Because it's easy to make mistakes if you fall into way too much arrogance. But it sounds like a money fight. He would make a lot of money, and that makes sense, And I think that just, MMA fighters need to stop saying bullshit, and they just can say, you know what? I'm ready to fight you in a boxing ring. I just want that paycheck. Obviously, I don't know, maybe that doesn't sell it that much. You need to hype it up a little bit. But, I mean, come on. Like, we all know that it's a money fight. Though at this point, then it kind of puts his legacy. Okay, is he ready to just for the money to kind of get his ass kicked? Or he really believes that he's gonna knock Crawford out? I don't know. Like, it's a little bit leaves some question marks. And no disrespect to Ilya, I really do like him. I cheer for him, and as any other Georgians do. But we gotta be realistic when it comes to certain things. People are bullying me for my dry lips. Go ahead, try more. We can laugh together on it. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Water, drink. Okay, you know what? Thank you for reminding, but I'm gonna time you out for spamming. Time out. 10 minutes. Here we are. Crawford has boxing IQ and is very experienced. Ilya can't win in boxing. Exactly. I do believe that. It's a dumb conversation, then you can just have a different conversation. Here is a good place to live. Okay. You're different, bellissima. You know so much about UFC. I mean, not like so much. I just know some of the things, and there's some things I don't know, and I just try to, learn certain, because there's some parts of MMA, mixed martial arts, there's like a history to me. I wasn't even born when those things were happening. So the like a pioneer era, I try to rewatch stuff as much as possible to kind of learn how it was back then. In the current way, yes, I follow it up. I look at some stats, I look at the records, at the which fights, watch some highlights, and I think I just like it. I just like fighting, and this is a field where you also, you have all of the information, but then you try to analyze things, what works better, which style which style counters another style, and it's just, it can be a topic for the conversation. Why not? Stop the boats, Europe for Europeans. God bless Georgia. Thank you. as a Georgian who has the history of thousands of years of invasions from different countries, and before Russia there was definitely Muslim countries invading and trying to erase us, I can tell you this way. It's okay to have a tourism, it's okay to have a certain programs, it's okay to let in people who are ready to respect your culture and adapt to your culture. They can do whatever, they can preserve their traditions at their home, in the smaller communities, but they gotta respect your country. I mean, my country, my rules kind of thing. And it's your country, your country's rules. It's just simple as that, right? So I absolutely agree when it comes to, I understand for some people, for example, I got rejected to US visitor's visa. And at some point I was like, I mean, what? Like I had all the documents. She didn't even want to look at documents. They probably flagged me because of my case is a little bit unique. Didn't give me a chance. It felt unfair. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It's their rules. I got rejected. It's okay. Because it's their country, it's their rules, and I want my country to have strong policies too, and strong, border policies. My country suffered in huge, like tripled inflation, for example, when the first mobilization in Russia started, and tons of Russians went in the country, and our government did nothing. They didn't regulate it. They just opened it, and they're like, yeah, just come in. There are some things they brought some good things. You know, they opened some businesses. There were some, but inflation went crazy. And does it mean I'm against a Russian person who is, like just trying to travel or, even work their way to live in my country for their reason? No. But am I against like that massive wave that just crushes the country's economy and puts the people who are originally from the country, the Georgian citizens, into the very bad position? Yes, I'm against that. So, as I said, it's as simple as that. How to motivate and dedicate ourselves during low or health issues, low energy and health issues. Well, one of the things you need to start to optimize gradually, like one thing at a time, is your sleep, your food intake, your hydration. Speaking of, I'm going to get my water in a bit. And basic level of activity. Like once you start like optimize those, then you can do more adjustments. I almost 100% guarantee that unless you have a terminal diagnosis for something like a very, very deadly disease, you're gonna feel better. You're definitely gonna feel better. And obviously, if you have a certain like endocrinological systems, if you have a cancer issues, there are certain neurodegenerative diseases. Those are tougher ones. Then you need a medical attention. Then you need a doctor's assistance, and you need the guidance how to, maybe better symptoms, how to slow down the disease, all that kind of stuff. But you still need to try to sleep and rest when you need to, have a base level of activity, walk around, do things. Obviously, resistance training, gym, and all that kind of stuff is, like I recommend it to everyone, as long as their health allows them to do that, because you need to have developed muscle mass for sure. But at the same time, again, it's you mentioned health issues. So when you have a severe health issues, you definitely need medical attention first. But at the same time, try to moderate those things that I said: sleep, diet, the activity baseline, and hydration. You have visited me, please tell me. I'm not ignoring anyone, but please don't be too, like there is chat and it's going on and I'm trying to go through the entire chat. We've been in Mumbai, Goa, Amritsar, Haridwar, Rishikesh, and Delhi. Those are the 6 cities that we visited. Ilya versus Merab, I do think it's Ilya, but they're never gonna fight. Everyone suffers. The world is built upon suffering. Partially, but also the world is built upon survival. We are wired to survive as not only as individuals but as a species, and this is how it is. Hello from Armenia, beautiful lady. Hi to the neighbor. I'm fighting here. Hope will war never get to you and your country. I thank you very much, and I hope you're gonna be back to your family safe and sound. And at some point, war has to end. However it does, it has to end. Was the topic of discussion? Well, I was showing the winery. This is a terrace now. This is the kitchen. It's a beautiful Sadmeli winery that belongs to my godfather and his family. And I already did a little tour around, and now we're just talking in the chat about different topics. I'm already married, guys. Are you a journalist or what? No, I'm not. And I don't really like journalists. Well, it depends the field. Journalists that do some, significant work interview, do political interviews, that kind of stuff, try to be, try to be truthful. And I know, I have a friend who used to be a journalist. Now he's back to military, but he used to be, he's from UK. He used to be a journalist. He was interviewing a local politicians in Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. And he always had his story. He always tried to put it the way it was. So, you're from? I'm from Georgia, the country. Thank you so much. Take care. You take care as well. You're so much beautiful. I like your hair. Thank you. Pray for Nigerian Congo, Congo Christians being slaughtered by Islamic Muslims. I mean, I'm praying. That's horrible, and maybe a lot of Muslim people not gonna agree with me. And I'm not saying that all Muslim people are like this, but Islam is an expanding, invasive religion. Because this is how it culturally was too. It's oriented on expansion. It's oriented on it's rooted with the militaries. It's just the way it is. I mean, whoever denies it, they just don't want to see reality. So Christians also did a lot. Don't get me, there were crusades, there were the Inquisition, there were a lot of things horrible things that happened in the name of God. I mean, those were Catholics. Very often were Catholics specifically. But again, nowadays you don't really see that much. Christianity kind of went down to the point that, well, it's there, but it's way more peaceful at this point. Your lips are too dry. I have the little wounds, that's why they're dry. But, well, give me a second, I'm just gonna grab the water and come back. So, in the meantime, just enjoy the view. All right, coming back with the big glass of water. All right, here we are. You were in India when? When it was a year ago, somewhere around a year or maybe a year and a half. Okay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys for all the positives you're leaving in chat. That's Georgia. Yes, that's true. Islam's first phase was expansion, and the a sword was used for protection. Although there was evil Muslim who didn't follow Quran, second modern phase expansion is through words and peace, charity. Well, the thing is, what is the problem with Abrahamic religions, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam? Is that there are way more books and writings, and gradually added up through the decades and centuries, than we all know. And unfortunately, there's such a mess that there are a lot of things that, if you look at Islam, as much as there's some similarities with Christianity, like some good parts about, compassion and love, and that husband has to treat his wife good, or there are certain parts that you just, it's just horrible. Yes, you can see that it was back then. It's still horrible, and well, they're saying in Christianity, they're especially if you take an Old Testament. And I'm not saying how you should analyze it and I'm not talking about that. It's so overcomplicated and it's oversaturated that for a regular person, I mean, there are people who follow the basic moral rules that are written in all of those, which is don't steal, don't kill, have love, treat everyone good. There is definitely a part that is common in all of those, but at the same time, there's some other other writings. There are some other not novels, but how you call that, the parts where there is a story told, and you're just it just doesn't make sense. And well, people and you have different sub branches of those three religions. So in the modern world, it's kind of get the best out of it, get the most common, as you call, inherent truth, that is just the ground moral things in your personal belief of system, and then be critical about everything else. But unfortunately, that's what people don't do that. And then we have results, and we have consequences. Unfortunately, we have massive consequences of all of it. That's why I'm very skeptical of all of the Abrahamic religions. I think Christianity is, and Christian things that the countries and areas that were based on Christian culture, they are more compassionate, generally speaking, the cultures, I mean. But at the same time, there's still a lot of things, even within Georgia, the way the Christianity was developed here, I disagree completely. There are certain things that I just don't agree, and I don't need to fight about it with anyone, but it just doesn't fit the moral system that I have. And I do believe if you want to have a strong moral, if you want to be really critical and fair, if you really want to achieve that level of fairness, you gotta read, you gotta listen to others, you gotta try to learn about things, but you also gotta be fair. Don't fall under a narrative. Don't fall under there is some good of it, but I'll ignore that bad. That's not the right way to do it. Be critical even of your own religion. Be critical even of your own culture and community, the negative sides of it, because that's the only way you can make it better. And unfortunately, most of people don't do that, because that's scary. You become a subject of the judgment, and sometimes it can get dangerous. You become an outcast within the communities. But it's better to be fair and be on the journey to pursue the truth. And the only way you do that, you question things. You ask those questions. You're not afraid to challenge yourself, challenge your own truth. This is how you fall out of, or at least partially fall out of the functional stupidity that was said by Dietrich Bonhoeffer about that even intelligent people sometimes fall under a certain narrative that just completely counters their moral beliefs. That was in the Nazi Germany, for example. He witnessed a lot of educated people gradually falling into supporting Hitler and what he was doing, no matter what he was doing. The only way to escape that is to question things, be skeptical, even to your own self. Okay, but I'm keep scrolling up, guys. I know it's many questions, but I gotta do this. Okay, someone says Christianity seems safe to you because people no longer practice it seriously like Jesus preached, or the Bible says that's why it's accepting to the libertarian values of the Western society. Yeah, I mean, meaning that it transformed. That's one of the points. Whether it's a religion, whether it's it's still not perfect to me. It's still, there's so a lot of things that don't make sense to me. But however, the fact that it's got better and the societies built on it are, I don't know, more like, it's just safer to live in those societies. Let's say that way. It's just, you can thrive more in those societies. This is like an outcome of it, right? Means that there was a transformation, there was an evolution of that religion or philosophy or the culture ingrained within it. So that is one of the important things. If you just stay in a certain center phase of development for centuries, just to preserve that culture, but times change, times evolve. Back then, slavery was, it was business. It was essentially, it was promoted. Now, slavery is pretty much, like in the most of the parts of the world, it's outrageous. It's against the basic human rights, right? Things need to transform, things need to evolve. Otherwise, it's not going to end well. Common sense, privacy use, brain, LOL. Oh yeah, that's pretty much. I'm 5'4", can short guys get tall girls? Well, I've seen I know two couples, when the guy is shorter and has a taller girl, but very commonly I see short guy, like my height, maybe a little bit taller, with the rather shorter or the same height girl, and well, they're having families, they're doing well. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. It's a natural color, guys, like the lighting, because of the reason why my face glows, I guess, is because of good natural lighting here. Okay, there are quite a lot of chats, so I'm trying to pick up. Oh, don't fly at me. What do you think about Jews? Well, Ashkenazi Jews have statistically the highest average IQ of if you compare nationalities and races. And, well, they definitely hold. I mean, one of the tightest communities as well, that, it's like 2,000 years ago, then they're still, the Ashkenazis were the ones who went to Israel, Jerusalem, with the help of the British. Well, basically just buying off the lands and stuff like that, bringing the technology there. One thing you can say, they're very, very smart, very intelligent, very tight group. They hold the banking sector. They hold usually are owners of the major, like very big companies. So, and they have a power to push their interests. I can tell you that. Because it's not only about Jews specifically, whichever group you take, and they're smart enough and financially stable enough and powerful enough to create created the way that they have that power through the economy. I mean, why wouldn't they use it, right? So I think when it comes to Jews, that's the way how I would respond it. They don't do necessarily like, making babies and trying to just outbreed everyone. It's not their way, but they definitely hold a big chunk of the economy, the world economy of the major superpowers, at least in the western part. Oh, right now, I don't know why it's, okay, now it's better. Girl, I don't know about how to move to America. I mean, I got rejected to the visitor's visa, so I don't think right now the situation is that it's that easy, unless you have a very specific invitation and you are like a professional, like a sailor. When I was in the embassy, I saw all the sailors with the D visa, with the documents of invitations and the contract. Even if they were going first time or second time, they were getting approved. So that's all I can tell you. One can argue it's the world's greatest game of Chinese whispers. I mean, Chinese are, to me right now, it's basically USA versus China. I mean, and China is also trying to step over a lot on the technology side. Technology, innovation, definitely, at least the second superpower. Well, and hope it doesn't get the first one, because then we're going to have, instead of the US dollar, we're going to have a Chinese yen. And as much as it's interesting, like Vietnam has a strong Chinese influence, for example, and like in that area, I think like it's and it works there, it's like, it's not bad at all necessarily, but I was listening to this analysis, and this guy said a very interesting thing. If we split the world in two, the West is all about democracy and free speech. This is kind of like a fundamental, all the topics of the disagreements and protests, everything is tied to that like common denominator of the democracy, free speech. In that part, in the eastern part of the world, it's not that much like they kind of like more historically developed that they rather give up some of the freedom of speech and some of the freedom in general, but they are secure, strong. There is like a centralized government, and it's like it feels secure. So I don't know. I'll leave it to your judge, but that might be an interesting thought. If we just very strictly split the world in two, like a Western world and like Asia, China, that area, Russia, including there, it is, yeah, to me, it partially makes sense at least. Okay, I keep scrolling up, guys. What's your advice to me if I'm 23 years old and I want to start boxing? Go and start it. Go to the gym. Don't hesitate. Talk to the coach. Explain that it's your first time, and just start. Boxing and fighting communities are usually very friendly, very encouraging. So I do believe that you make new friends, you make a new community, and you get into a new community, and you won't regret it. Who's winning, Alex versus Big Ank, in your opinion? I don't have opinion that one. Ank was good last time. He's probably like psychologically, physically good at this point as well. I hope Alex is just in better shape, and both physical and psychological, because last time it was a disaster. So we'll see. What was the last problem you solved and how did you do it? I don't look at problems as the problems. That's why it's hard to remember. Well, I think that was the latest when I got rejected on my US visitor's visa, meaning that I couldn't attend certain things there. And well, despite the invitation letter, it just all crashed down. And basically, me and my husband, and thanks God I have him, because he's like a rock to me. And he is like a lead when it comes to those big decisions. So I feel more secure, but it's also, it was kind of mutual. We just talked it. We both were frustrated, but then we were like, okay, maybe it's for better, because there we would go in the possibly in the Cleveland, Ohio, when it's very cold there at that point. The time we would spend there, it's expensive. It's more expensive than anywhere else we've been in this period. And as I said, we're not like crazy rich. So we're like, why wouldn't we go back to Vietnam, save up more money, enjoy our life there actually, and get back to training, reconnect with our friends who already miss us and we miss them. And then we try to do that model that we were supposed to go and learn about, that business model, and then come back and, try to make some expand. That's basically our friend's business who wants us to get in. Not just because he needs us necessarily. He's a great friend and he wants us to be there. And we want to do for the same reason we want to do it together with him. So we have that business he has already set up in there, potentially expanding it maybe in Europe. So we decided, okay, we take a few months off. In the meantime, we just settle down, research, save up money, do that, this and that, come back. Maybe my husband goes for a short visit, like a 3-day visit to the US, just to do a quick learning, and we start getting things in motion. So instead of just falling into the misery that, oh, I lost the opportunity, nothing's gonna be good anymore, the best way to solve the problems, usually, especially failures, things that fail, is a plan B. Just reshape it, just switch to the next plan and make it work. That's how it is. That was the latest problem, I would say. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. I feel like Ank fought negative and Alex looked underprepared. In the end, it was a pretty boring fight. I'm hoping for Alex to apply real pressure this time. I really hope so. I really do. I like Alex Pereira is one of my favorite fighters, and I'm on the same side as you are. The cute way you talk about your husband. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great part when you realize that how much I adore him, and it's mutual how much he adores me. And I think it's a very great indicator. When I see others doing that too, when I see husband and wife, instead of pointing out some negatives and teasing each other, and not teasing, but the kind of mocking each other in front of others, you can see their dynamic. That's not very good. But when you see them adoring each other and just appreciating it, appreciating that they have each other, you can say that they're a very good team. They're very good together. What's your husband doing? He used to be a proximity wingsuit flyer. He was a base jumper. He did extreme sports, and he had the crash. Then he had to recover after he survived all of that. Since we met, pretty much, maybe a little bit earlier, he started working on the crypto stuff, but not just, in the way that most of people do, just working with coins. I think he learned the system quite well, and so far he's doing very good at it. And he has some income set up that been somewhere from the past from his companies that he sold, and instead of just getting all the chunk, he set up the annuity. And that is something that also helps us. I mean, he doesn't have to work to do the work for it, but it's just always a monthly security that helps us to. Obviously, I work as well online, and that gives me freedom to travel. So basically, we have a certain amount of income that is more than enough to travel and focus and try to set up other things too. Sometimes freedom is used by abusive people. Yeah, I would say it too. I mean, there's so many distorted ways how people look at things sometimes. I have this one big criteria for people. When I see when a person is a nuanced thinker and patient and not very reactive to the words and events, then I pretty much have an impression of that person. Like, I already know that person, they are problem solvers. They try to navigate in this world, and it's not about, they understand what is good and bad, but they also understand that the world is not white and black. There are many shades of it, right? When I see people followed by and wired up by a certain agenda or propaganda, and they're like, their eyes get wide and they like almost drooling when you say something opposite, I just try to avoid people like that, I'll be honest. Okay, I'm keep scrolling up, guys. Hi, Dana. I have not caught your live broadcast for a while. Hi, Joseph. It's good to see you. I have not went live in a while, but I'm gonna try to do better. That's what I'm trying to do now. You're watching Mirab versus Corey? Yes, I'm looking forward for that one. What is the time in your place? It's 2:44 p.m. So it's like a midday. Yeah, my charge is gradually lowering, so it's my phone might die soon. I'll wrap up the live stream before that happens. But yeah, ask me a couple more questions if you're willing to, and then I gotta go and just rest. This next few days I'm gonna try to make videos, and I'm gonna try to show you more, but it's all about the rest and spending time with family. What is behind your glowing face and your fitness? I don't know. I didn't understand the question. Oh, who is the bigger stat in Georgia, Mirab or Ilya or Arman? Arman definitely not. Mirab or Ilya? Mirab, I would say. I'm not sure. I think they're almost at the same. Okay, I said to ask questions, but not the stupid ones or inappropriate ones. So, bye-bye, time out. What's the best Georgian meal in your opinion? Actually, it's a RACHA, the region where I'm right now. That's the local dish. It's called shkmeruli. It's a chicken, like a fried chicken pieces, made into its own juice and garlic. It's so good. It's one of the best dishes. Yeah, that's one of the favorite ones. It's also high in protein. Everyone needs to recharge, so take care. Your food for your advice on your previous fighting session. It really helped. I keep asking questions, but you answered. Thanks. Oh, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that it helped. I have some new notes, actually, and I'm going to be able, hopefully soon, I'm going to be able, especially when I'm back in Vietnam, back into that gym, I'm going to be able to show more and give some more pointers and certain notes that I made for myself lately. So yeah, let's go. We're gonna keep it up. But thank you for being here and asking those questions. I'm a new subscriber. You can. So can you tell what's the time of your live stream? Now it's like a 1 hour and 40 minutes at this point. Hey, I have a respectful question. Why don't you think men are often attracted to a woman's chest or hips? It's biological, media influence, or something else? Well, it definitely has to do a lot with biological things too. With the hips, it's basically ingrained that it's just a healthy species, gonna be easy to give a birth to a child. And yeah, I think it's just made, I mean, for us as the humanity not to extinct, because there were some species who were dumb enough, or there was some genetic flaw that essentially they would extinct because they would not breed enough. You know what I mean? So I think within the humans it's quite a strong wiring instinct, the way it developed for us to survive as a species. So it has to do a lot with genetics, but I do believe that cultural influence increased it. Like before, there were, like, you know, if you look at the beauty standards before different cultures, the bodies were natural, and by the today's standard they were average. But it could be a woman's body that is now considered to be average, used to be a beauty standard back then. Now, because the shapes and everything is exaggerated, we're in this time where pretty much everything is exaggerated. I'm not talking only about the appearance, I'm talking about food. We have a fast food, we have a highly processed food that is a food that is which taste is enhanced through the chemicals and preservatives. We have the, like, you know, animation, we have the like entertainment field also very much enhanced and exaggerated, and it creates a distortion within a person's brain and the way how they perceive the world. So both, obviously it has a genetical root, but the later cultural influence definitely has to do a lot with it as well. What is the crime is common in your city, country? Okay, that's a good question. I don't know about statistics. Unfortunately, a lot of crime is domestic violence towards women, kids, that kind of stuff. Sometimes towards men, but it's more seldom. So I think it's like domestic type of crime. In the streets, in Tbilisi, it's one of the safest places. A lot of people say that it's one of the safest areas, even comparing to Europe and many other places. Thank you for answering all my questions, because I subscribe to your channel, but you answered. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's okay. I always try to answer the questions. I'm considering to investing in Georgia, but not sure about the future of the country. Since it's a bit geopolitical hot zone. Well, if Chris was there right now, I think he would respond a little bit better to that question. But it's basically, right now, prices of the property, let's say if you want to invest in real estate, how to say that? The prices didn't really drop after inflation. I mean, there was a peak of inflation. It stabilized a little bit more, but the prices both for rent and selling is quite high still. So it didn't hit that rock bottom that you would want to use to invest at the cheapest price possible. When it comes to business, Georgia, it's easy to register the business. pretty much everyone I've talked to, I don't have experience with that, and I'm talking about foreigners, I'm talking about a lot of Russians. For them, it was not a problem to register a business. Not that much of the bureaucracy, pretty simple. So you definitely should do your own research, more of the research. But maybe next time when Chris is around, sometimes his voice he's sitting right next to me, and he hears and he can read the comments. Maybe next time he could respond to that question from his own perspective, because he's business smart. He's quite good at it. I love the boat-shaped bread with the egg in the middle. That stuff is fire. This is khachapuri, but it's a little bit different khachapuri. It's Acharian. It's from Achara is the one of the regions of Georgia, and it's their khachapuri, and it's good. It really is. Should I come to Georgia for education, considering the current geopolitical situation? Well, geopolitical situation feels mostly it's people protesting and governments trying to lock them up, push some laws to just to eliminate as much resistance as possible. But it's not like affecting that much of the foreigners at this point. Oh, this box, there are a lot of bugs, and she just hit my head. Those are quite heavy, those. So yeah, it felt like an attack, a personal attack. But anyways, yeah, regarding the foreigners, I think it doesn't feel that much. When it comes to a banking sector, if you want to get the loan through the Georgian bank, even if you get it in the foreign currency, which they try to do, the dollar is the country right now, they barely give. They never give it to Georgians in the US dollars or euros, under a smaller percent, but it's still up to a 10% per year. Like it's very very bad, the banking sector. And in gel, it's like from 13.5 to 15%. So as you can see, dealing with banks to get the property is not really the best idea. How do you speak so good in English? Well, committed quite some time to learn and do like a crash course of English learning in 2020. And since then, just constant practice with foreign friends. Then I married my husband, who is Norwegian, but he speaks English since he was 3 years old with, very good English. And now it's like a 24/7 practice. Georgia is good for education, because I don't have any information about that. I think it's all right. It depends. Like a lot of Indian students come to get the medical degree. So I think our medical education in some fields is not bad. But I don't know. At the same time, like when I see how the field works, like unfortunately, Turkey is way better. I mean, fortunately for Turkey, but for us, Turkey is way better. A lot of things are misdiagnosed or cannot be diagnosed at all within the local doctors. So people have to get transferred and get funded to go to Turkey as the closest country, or to the Europe to get the proper diagnosis and the treatment. So I don't know exactly. I did some a first semester of the bachelor's for psychology. I didn't like it. I quit. And after that, I took some courses, personal training. I focused on that, learned English, set up things working for me online, and that's how it worked. So I'm not really familiar with the educational system currently. It's a beautiful place you're in. Yes, thank you. You look like Irish girl. Yes, people tell me that sometimes. But anyways, guys, my phone is dying, and well, I live streamed for almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with new videos and next live stream. So Take care, and I see you next time.